Yes, hopefully you've all had a good week so far. And we're going to be going straight over to the charts because there's been quite a bit of movement that's been happening over the last couple of days. There's been a few announcements and so forth. So we're going to be going straight into it, and we're going to be going straight over to the news. So if you're ready, type ready in the chat. Also drop some OTCs in the groups as well, let everyone know that we're alive and underway. All right, here we go. So we are now here on forexfactory.com. And what I'm going to do, because as you can see, we need to refresh as there's news on the Japanese yen that's just come out right now. We're going to refresh the page. We're going to see actual figures that's come out. So you can see for those who are trading anything to do with the Japanese yen, just know that it has actually done better than the forecast. So that's going to be good for the Japanese yen, which means going to gain in strength. So that will just cover that quickly. But as you can see, just before that, well, 4 hours ago, there was two red folder news on the New Zealand dollar, and it was worse than first forecast. And you'll see what will happen when we go to the currency strength meter. But it has an impact on the New Zealand dollar. Well, right now I'm going to scroll down to 7 p.m. There's red folder news on the US dollar today. Now, I'm not sure if many of you are aware, but President Trump has lately upped the taxes for imports on Italian pasta by 107%. That's had a big impact so far, and you'll notice that its impact is having an impact on the US dollar, especially, but certain other currency pairs as well. So in this instance, it would be the euro. So things like that is something to always keep an eye out on, whether it's news on here or even if you just glance the news, the actual news itself, or you read it online or whatnot. Just take a little mental note of it. Come on to forexfactory.com and see if there's any high impactful news that's going to come out on that currency that you're looking on. And then from there, you check currency strength meters, which we're about to do, and you mark up your charts and go from there. Now, we'll have a quick peek on tomorrow's. We will be back again same time again tomorrow, but we'll have a peek from now, just see if there's anything in the early hours, which there is after 1 a.m. So it'll be at the start of the Asia session. There's red folder news on the Japanese yen. Governor Rada speaking. So it will be tentative, as you can see. So it's just something to keep an eye on during the early hours. It will be a couple of hours after the markets reopen back, after today's closure. If that all makes sense with you, type news in the chat as we going to go over to the currency strength meter. And I hope you have your alive as well. Cheers to a great morning. Oh, yes. Right. Let's refresh this page so we can see our currency strength. And as you can see right now, the US dollar is on a tear, as we like to say here in these parts of the UK, which means it's at its max strength right now. It's doing really well in comparison to, say, the Great British Pound, which is at 3 bars. And for those who are new or unfamiliar with livecharts.co.uk at the moment, 6 bars meaning great strength or excellent strength or max strength, and 1 being at its weakest. Now, for those that's doing anything with the euro, currently that's at 2 bars. The Australian dollar's at 2 bars, so they're relatively weak at the moment. The Japanese yen, bear in mind I showed you the news to do with the Japanese yen that's due to come out. That's currently at 4 bars. Now, I mentioned the New Zealand dollar earlier with the high impactful news and how it was not as good as the forecast. You can see the impact it's had there, where it's at its weakest right now. So this is the importance of checking your news and your live charts. Get all your confirmations there. Make sure everything is aligned before going in for the trade. If that makes sense, type CS in the chat for currency strength as we go to take a look at the charts. Okay, good. Right, let's get this back down. Right, let me just narrow this back down for everybody before everyone starts panicking, thinking, what are all these lines doing here? Okay, that's a lot better now. Right, so here we have silver currently up on the charts. Now, for those that was already paying attention for it yesterday, although yesterday's session was as planned, an idea did come out on silver for a sell stop, and as you can see here, silver pair on MT5 is XAG USD. Gold is XAU and silver is XAG. Oh, you're very much welcome. Is this if this is anybody's first day or first week, just drop a 5 in the chat if it's your first day or your first week learning now. Just drop it in and we'll show you some love as well. Well, welcome onto the session. Much appreciated with you jumping on, and hopefully you'll get to learn something great and share with everybody you know as well. Now, I can see here when this was called, you can see this was called, it activated. As it activated, it floated around in the stop loss area, and then it came down and it hit TP1. Then it actually went back up above entry after told everyone to move the stop loss up to break even. It just went past that and then came again, and then it hit TP1 and TP2 before then going back up to entry again now. Now, I didn't call this back out again because we only need one solitary trade per day. You don't need to get every single trade, just especially when trading silver. As long as you're using correct risk management, you can just have one trade a day. Some cases, one trade a week, because the way in which my personal strategy, in which and the way that I've learned how to trade with silver and how silver moves, you can make a lot in a short space of time, especially for those who are compounding as well. Well, for those who are new, the safest thing to do is always TP1 to TP2, just one a day. There's a song that I listen to, and it's 50 pips a day, and 50 pips a day is a lot. If you can make that up in a short space of time, then why risk it all? Pace yourself when you're trading as well. You might think, oh no, I've missed out on all this. Yeah, you might have missed the early entry, but if anyone can see, it's setting back up again for the exact margins. So as it's setting up there, what we're going to do now is look in the past a little bit. This is what's called back testing. So seeing if the price has been there before, if you think it's going to carry on and push through, or if it's going to pull back. Now, as you can see, with silver, it has already set an all-time high here. It's already set an all-time high here, and on the news a few hours ago, they were saying people are buying a lot more physical gold or physical silver. Gold has now gone over $4,000 for each ounce bar. So silver will follow suit soon, and it will go over $50 for each ounce. It will go over that. It's just a case of the timing. And as we know already, the price moves in waves. And right now, if you look at the pattern here, especially on this 1 hour time frame, and this is part of my surfer's strategy, as I like to call this. Now, the price shot up, effectively the wave. Now we're at the top of that wave. Now, some managed to get this early entry to ride this first wave down. It's rippled back up. Then there was a nice little dip here to get to TP2, and then it's going back up. Come back up to entry. This will come back down again, more or less to TP1. Hopefully it will come down further. Obviously news dependent also, and there will be news later, as I mentioned and shown you on forexfactory.com at 7 p.m. That's 7 p.m. UK time. So anyone over, like say New York on the EST time zone, that's around 2 p.m. For you over there. So 2 p.m. EST, 7 p.m. UK time. The news on the US dollar is going to be coming out. Now, as I mentioned, with silver coming up to ride this next wave back down again, I'm gonna mark this back out, and it will be the same as yesterday's parameters. So it will be the same as yesterday's parameters. More or less. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. Sorry, my mouse is having a field day with me right now this morning. There we go. Bring that stop loss down. Bring it out to there roughly. Right. So we are looking at this area here. In fact, let me lower this one down a bit so you can see a bit more. Oops, my apologies. What is going on here? There we go. Right, so as you can probably see right now, so let me just do this a minute. There we go, that's better. You can see right now, the price is at the top of the stop loss zone, which is actually what we want to see, because we want to catch this back at the same entry as yesterday, coming down. So ideally, we want to see the price start to come down. This movement first. So you'll probably do this. So you might see this movement, or would expect and hope to see this movement play out. So in the immediate future, that is, by the way the market's moving, we are currently looking at this movement here. And that's also based on the news and the market structure also at the same time. If you want to take a quick screenshot of this, you can. You can do that quickly. This is what I would expect to see in terms of movement. So definitely TP1, possibly TP2. It could end up being a bit steeper. It could come all the way. But I do expect this to come down again. And that's us looking currently on the 4-hour time frame. Sorry, 1 hour time frame, sorry, my apologies. If you go to the 4-hour time frame, you can see how it looks on the 4-hour time frame as well. So you can see the price shot up, shot right up. So I expect it to come back down again and back down towards area of a lot of price action. So you can see the price has been here once already here, and previously yesterday here as well around TP2, and then hopefully carry on its movement further down. Hopefully you've caught that so far. If you're with me so far, drop a 6 in the chat. Okay, good, sweet. Well, in terms of the parameters for it, it is already in the chat, but I'm going to bring it back up just so we can see this. So let me do that right now. Okay, so where are we? Here we go. So I've just posted that back now in for the exact same parameters as before, as it is setting back up. Obviously we want the momentum to come back down to then activate it. So for those who are new, don't panic if it's not working straight away. We want this to go up, as you can see first. We don't want to be nearby and then get caught in it activates and then we get caught in a pullback and it hits stop loss. We don't want that. And this is not to take as market execution also. No one should be taking this as market execution. The price hasn't got to where it needs to be yet. So we set this and you just let it do its thing. But in the meanwhile, so the entry price will be 48.5000. Our stop loss will be 48.650. Take profit one is 48.000. So 48.000. Take profit two is 47.500. Take profit three is 47.000. That's 40. Sorry, TP4 is 46.750. And TP5 is 46.500. Now, I just want to reiterate something for those, especially for those who are new. Don't expect this trade to be something that's going to happen in an instant. This is a longer term trade in terms of the time frame. So this could carry on till the end of the week. But it's just an ideal time and opportunity to get into this idea and have a look at this idea in terms of the entry. So this is why I do. This is also bordering along the lines of swing trading. Now, I am predominantly an intraday trader. I can scalp, I can swing, but this is bordering the line of swing / day trading. Now, the reason why I call my strategy the surfer strategy, I know I've briefly covered it, but I'll show you now. As we know, the market moves in waves, and the wave has just surfed up itself a nice beauty where it's come up to a nice price, and we can ride it coming down. Hopefully that makes sense. So we're going to ride this coming down. I do have a scanner as well called the surfboard. We're not using that today. We're going by our own analysis right now. I want to teach you to know that you can do the basic fundamentals first as well. Learn the basics, and then everything else comes after that. So we are going to ride this next wave as it's coming up into this part here, which is this red line here. You can see here's a Bollinger Band. There's a green line there. So like how it's hitting the top here, it's going to push up. As you can see, it's done here. Once it's hit it, it will come back down and bounce down towards the bottom one. Now, if I show you, look back, you can see that the price normally bounces in between the top and the bottom of these Bollinger Bands. My apologies. And like I was at the top here, going to expect this to come down and ride it, and we're going to ride it as it comes back down. Now, in terms of those who are more familiar with gold or like to trade gold, I'm going to show its similarity to what it's done with gold. I know, although gold is now starting to predominantly do its own thing a bit more because it's more volatile than silver. There's still similarities in the market structure. You can see gold's already now going off to do its thing. I did do a markup on it yesterday just to have a look on its similarities. You can see that it started to do its thing. So the same time I'd marked up silver and called that yesterday, I looked to see if gold would do the same. Gold came down a little bit and then shot right up to create its new high again. If we go back to silver, you can see silver did go up. It did do its movement, but it's done it in a slightly different way. Although it has still created its all-time high right now. Literally right now is an all-time high on silver. Once it's hit it, and it's going to come back down. In fact, let's check this on the 4-hour time frame. You can see even on the 4-hour time frame, it's going to go up. The reason why I say we're going to enter here is because it's at its safest point, and should be at its safest point then to enter this idea with its momentum to come back down. If you want to take a screenshot of this on again quickly, you can. And I will also get us to have a look at GBP USD. So let's have a look at GBP USD. Now, this one I did also mark up. And it, as you'll see, it did do its thing. This was one where Silver Studios was looking at more as a study / personal slash team analysis, and because of some of the news that's come out as well in the UK, you can see that from the entry, it came right the way down as well. But because it's already done that, in regards to anything else for today, when there's no point trying to force anything from that. If you look at this from the day time frame, you can see, yeah, it's got some more things to do over the course of the day. But this is going to consolidate quite soon, and it's not wise to look at this. So we're going to look back on silver. As you can see, as I mentioned before, silver's already gone up. It's going to setting its all-time high. Like a kettle, once it's boiled, it's going to come back down, and we'll ride that wave coming back down once it activates. If you are all clear on that, drop a 7 in the chat. If you're all clear on that. Okay, perfect. Right now, so hopefully this should be placing, as I mentioned, hopefully using correct risk management as well. For the majority of you, especially with silver as well, just like with gold, should be 0.01 lot size. Obviously, dependent on everyone's account sizes that they're using, but predominantly 0.01 is your go-to. That should be your bread and butter. And once this idea does get far enough in profit, once it's activated, we're going to do similar as we did yesterday and look to move our stop loss up in just above, well, or in this case, just below our entry as we want it to go down for a sell, so that we secure and protect our accounts as well, our capital. That is very and highly important. And you should always look to do so at the most convenient time. But yes, this is today's session, and I want to thank you all for jumping on. As I mentioned, we're back again tomorrow at the same time. And for anyone that has missed this is going to be uploaded onto my YouTube channel as well. Just click on the link when you see it. Like, subscribe, and share, as they like to say. And I would look forward to seeing you all on tomorrow's session. So thank you all again. Have a blessed day, and see you tomorrow.